Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy, and it offers examination coaching for UPSC CSC, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level and GLAT examination. And about me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan Thumala, and I take up the analysis of the Hindu newspaper of today's, that is of 28th April 2021. And throughout my session, I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases from the Hindu newspaper, wherein we will try to identify the factual, analytical, and conceptual questions which would be critical for prelims UPSC perspective. And while you get into the mode of imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, that is for the mains examination, your answers would be precise and concise, and thereby you would score higher marks in the mains examination. So this session at AKS IAS Academy, that is Daily News Analysis, will certainly help you to crack both prelims and mains for the year 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would be focusing at the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that you don't grow when you are comfortable. So what is very important is you need to move out of the comfortable zone. Only then there is a scenario that you would succeed and you would grow in your life. So you don't grow when you are comfortable. And now we will look at the DNA of the newspaper, and here we would be focusing at what the Madras High Court has spoken about the surge in cases, that is in regards to the second wave of COVID-19, especially in the Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. And in regards to the Madras High Court decision, to be more precise, it was the oral observation which the Madras High Court has made in regards to the ECI, that is Election Commission of India, and it has blamed the Election Commission of India for the second wave of COVID-19 in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. And it said that Election Commission of India was unable to ensure political parties which was involved in the election campaign to be following the rules which had taken place for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. So here first what we would be focusing is the Madras High Court, which it has made an oral observation. Please do understand, this is the key phrase. It is an oral observation. What we are saying, or what I have mentioned, that it has blamed the ECI, and it said that the ECI was unable to ensure political parties followed the rules while campaigning for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. It is an oral observation made by the Madras High Court. Anyway, the Election Commission of India has made it very clear that there was no mention in the final judgment, but the Madras High Court has made the oral observation. So this is in regards to the polity, and again in regards to the elections we need to focus, and then judiciary, that is in regards to the Madras High Court and the Election Commission of India, which is a constitutional body. So we need to focus this from polity perspective, what the Madras High Court has made an oral observation in regards to the ECI, or what is the ECI in general. Can it really make sure that it takes a responsibility and then protect or make sure that the second wave of the COVID-19 was not so exponential in Tamil Nadu or Puducherry or else anywhere in any state across the country. And the Election Commission of India has said on April 27, 2021, while making sure that the oral, or in response to the oral observation made by the Madras High Court, the Election Commission of India has said that the enforcement, please do understand here, the enforcement of the COVID-19 protocols are under the Disaster Management Act 2005. And when it is under the Disaster Management Act 2005, so the enforcement of the COVID-19 protocols are the responsibility of the state authorities. So look at here as how the Election Commission of India has put forth its response to the Madras High Court in making the blame, or the Madras High Court blaming the Election Commission of India in regards to the surge of cases in explanation form during the election time in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. But the Election Commission have made it very clear that when there is a Disaster Management Act 2005, and then it is as per the state, or it is the responsibility of the state authorities for the enforcement of the COVID-19 protocols. And it says that the enforcement protocols of the COVID-19 under the Disaster Management Act 2005 has to be ensured by the SDMA, that is State Disaster Management Authority, and it is as per the SDA concerned, and any notified authorities under the Disaster Management Act 2005 should be the enforcement authority, which would be ensured by the Disaster Management Act 2005 under, or it is again being ensured by the SDMA, that is State Disaster Management Authority. So what the Election Commission of India is saying is, it is in regards to the Disaster Management Act 2005 and the State Disaster Management Authority concerned and notified authorities are the enforcement body in regards to the COVID-19 protocols. And the Election Commission of India has also emphasized on 21st of August 2020, and it has come up with the subsequent instructions to the state authorities that it is the state authority to ensure the COVID-19 compliance, especially in regards to the public gathering when there would be a campaign or election in Puducherry and in regards to the Tamil Nadu, or else in any other states also. So the Election Commission of India has emphasized that it is the state authorities, and state authorities should ensure the COVID-19 compliance in matter of public gathering, especially for the campaigning purposes. And the commission also says that at no occasion it has taken over the task or the main ensuring of the COVID-19 protocols of the State Disaster Management Authority for enforcement of the COVID-19 instructions. So here the Election Commission of India has given a very clear mention about the observations or the oral observation made by the Madras High Court, and then it has said that the enforcement of COVID-19 protocols is the responsibility of the state authority by or through the Disaster Management Act, which is ensured by the State Disaster Management Authority. And it also said that it has given the instructions to the state authorities that the compliance of COVID-19 in the matter of public gathering for the campaigning purposes should be taken up, or the responsibility is the state authorities. So here we have understood what the Election Commission of India has made it very clear in regards to the whether it is the elections which is the one which is the main cause for this second surge in exponential form in India across many states, and how the Election Commission of India is responsible for the surge of the second wave, or it is the state authorities through the SDMA, that is State Disaster Management Authority, which has to take the responsibility for the enforcement of the COVID-19 protocols. And now we'll get into the another news, which is in regards to, as we have discussed, that amidst the India is going ahead with second surge of COVID-19 pandemic situation, and India is battling a devastating surge in SARS-CoV-2 infections. So at this scenario, or in the midst of this devastating surge in infection in India, we have seen that 15 countries have come forward for the help to make sure that it would supply the raw material, and also in regards to the drugs, pharmaceutical and oxygen to India to overcome or battle the devastating surge in the SARS-CoV-2 infection. And now in regards to this, India is expecting to secure the biggest chunk of 60 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 doses from the US, which it would share globally. So here in regards to the 15 countries, again, when we are focusing in regards to the US vaccine export or the export of vaccine by US, which US does it or US is doing it or it is sharing globally, that is the 60 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. And amongst the 16 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, India is expecting to secure the biggest chunk, and it says that it would almost have close to 30% of the 60 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine would be given to the or would be shared to India. And the White House has said that 10 million doses would be cleared in the coming weeks for the export of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, and the rest by the June 2021. So here the importance is that the export of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine by US, which it would share globally, and also while it is sharing globally, India is expecting to secure the major or the biggest chunk of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, which it would share globally 60 million. And India is expecting that India would be the biggest or the deepest and largest bowl of the AstraZeneca, which US would share globally. And India says that the wheels of diplomacy and appeals from WHO, and the third one is the top public health experts, which they have appealed, have changed the mind of the US. And now the US is ready to send vaccine. Please do understand here the three keywords, that is the wheels of diplomacy, appeals from WHO, and appeals from public health experts have changed the mindset and the thinking of US, and now the US is ready to send vaccine to various countries or globally, and India is also part of it. And the Joe Biden administration has agreed to export doses of AstraZeneca to India, when initially it was reluctant to send. But as there was appeal from the WHO and top public health experts, Joe Biden administration have changed their mind, and now India's bowl is the largest and the deepest of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. And the ratio of India's share globally, which the US would share globally, now India is working out its share or ratio, and India is lobbying hard to get more than 35% of the doses of the US globally it would wish to share is 60 million. So India is expecting that out of 60 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine doses which the US would wish to share globally, that India is lobbying hard to get more than 35% of the doses. So this is in regards to the keywords which you need to focus is wheels of diplomacy, appeals from WHO, and appeals from public health experts have changed the mind and thinking of the US, and now US is ready to send, and India is lobbying to get more than 35% of the AstraZeneca vaccine to India. And there is another news in regards to the Vedanta, that is the Sterlite copper plant which is in Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu. And now the Supreme Court has allowed or given the judgment allowing the Vedanta to operate the oxygen production unit at Sterlite copper plant. And the Supreme Court has said that it is an extraordinary measure that allowing the Vedanta to operate its oxygen production unit is because to overcome the national shortage of oxygen, because we have seen that the entire country is gasping for oxygen. That is, the COVID-19 patients are gasping for oxygen, and there is certainly the shortage of oxygen. So when there is a national shortage of oxygen, and now the Supreme Court by its decision by allowing the Vedanta to operate its oxygen production unit, it says this is an extraordinary measure to overcome the national shortage of oxygen, because India is in the midst of the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic, and the Vedanta to operate the oxygen production unit at Sterlite copper plant would produce 200 metric tons of liquid oxygen within 10 days, and this would be an extraordinary measure of producing 200 metric tons of liquid oxygen within 10 days to overcome the national shortage of oxygen. So this is the judgment given by the Supreme Court in regards to the Vedanta's plea, which the Vedanta would wish to operate or produce oxygen at free of cost and then supply to the COVID-19 patients amidst the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic situation in India. And then the Supreme Court also makes it very clear that there is no political bickering. That is, there is no political internal strife, or there is no kind of political power share. And it says that the Supreme Court has said that it is making it very clear that the Supreme Court will not supplant. Supplant is replace the role of the Madras High Court in monitoring the crisis, because it says, that is, the Supreme Court says that the role of the Madras High Court in regards to the monitoring the crisis has a unique role. So here what is the keyword is that the Supreme Court has made it very clear that the Supreme Court will not replace. Supplant means replace the role of high courts in regards to what? In monitoring the crisis, because the high court has a unique role to play. And the Supreme Court has also said that there should not be any kind of political internal strife in regards to the oxygen generation by Vedanta, because the country is facing a national crisis, or the COVID-19 patients are gasping for oxygen, and there is a national emergency which because of the shortage of the oxygen. So the Supreme Court has said that there should not be any, or there should not be no political bickering. So if you look at first one, the Supreme Court has said that it will not supplant and there should not be no political bickering. And the Supreme Court has passed an order that in view of the national lead for oxygen, the order or the Supreme Court order allowing the Vedanta to produce oxygen in the oxygen plant in the Tamil Nadu, Tuticorin, that is in regards to the Sterlite Copper plant, in the Sterlite Copper plant will not create any equity in favor of Vedanta. So here the third one is that it will not create any equity in favor of Vedanta. This is the third statement made by the Supreme Court in regards to the allowing the Vedanta to produce the oxygen, that they will not create any equity in favor of Vedanta. And the bench has also asked the Tamil Nadu government to form a committee. So this is the fourth one which the Supreme Court has made it very clear, while it has given a judgment in allowing the Vedanta to produce the oxygen, to form a committee that is to monitor Vedanta. That is, this committee will have, or it will constitute the district collector of Tuticorin, the SP of Tuticorin, and then district environmental engineer, along with them sub collector and two government officials who have the knowledge of the entire affairs, that is in regards to the Vedanta or Sterlite Copper plant. So here we can focus that the Supreme Court said that it will not supplant. I would again reiterate, it will not supplant the role of high courts in monitoring the crisis. And the Supreme Court said that there should not be any political bickering. And the court said that the order which has been passed will not create any equity in favor of Vedanta. And the court also has asked the Supreme Court has asked the Tamil Nadu government to form a committee to monitor Vedanta. And it has also said that the committee should include the following as part of the committee members. So this is again in regards to the health and also in regards to the polity, how the Supreme Court has come in and then asked the Vedanta, which was closed in the year 2018 as part of the environmental pollution crisis. So now the Supreme Court has allowed Vedanta to operate its oxygen production because this is an emergency kind of situation wherein the national need for oxygen is required. And as we are facing a national crisis, so it has taken a call. And there is another news in regards to the SEBI, which has come up with rules for provisional debt rating. So this is the key phrase which we need to focus from economy perspective, that provisional debt ratings have been taken into consideration of tightening the rules for provisional debt ratings. So debt rating are the one which are being given by the credit rating agencies, that is CRA. Here the market regulators, that is SEBI. So who is the market regulator? It is the SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, has come up with the new framework, and this new framework is in regards to the is for debt instruments which are in regards to the the agencies which are creating or which come up with the ratings by the credit rating agencies. So this new framework is to strengthen policies on provisional rating for debt instruments which are created by credit rating agencies. So very clear, the market regulator, that is SEBI, has come up with new framework to strengthen the policies on provisional rating. So here the key phrase is strengthening the policies on provisional rating which are rated by the credit rating agencies for debt instruments. And under the new framework taken up by the market regulators, that is SEBI, all provisional ratings need to be prefixed before as the word provisional, before any rating symbol in all communication. So before the any credit rating agencies which wherein they go ahead with coming up with any rating symbols, these rating symbols should be prefixed as provisional. So when you have the rating symbols, it should be prefixed with a word called as provisional. So this is the framework which the market regulator SEBI has brought in, or it has come up with, to strengthen the policies on provisional rating. And there should be the provisional prefixed in all or before all the rating symbols in all communication, that is for rating letters, press release, and for rating rationals. So these are all the communications which are in regards to the framework which it has to maintain a prefixed provisional word before the rating symbols in rating letters, press release, and rational or rating rational. And this is a new framework to strengthen policies on provisional rating by credit rating agencies taken up by the market regulator, that is SEBI. And it says that the rating will be, which ratings are called as or considered as provisional. So a rating will be considered as provisional in cases or in certain cases wherein certain compliances are crucial for the assignment of credit rating. So any compliances which are yet to be complied, please do understand, a case wherein certain compliances which are required for the assignment of the credit rating or which are yet to be complied, or when there are certain documentation which are yet to be executed at the time of rating. So in these cases, so we are looking at which cases the market regulator would say that it is a provisional rating. So a rating would be termed as a provisional rating in two cases. That is, case one is whenever there is certain compliances which are yet to be complied, which are crucial for the assignment of credit rating. And the second one is second case is that certain documents which are still remain to be executed at the time of rating. So those scenarios or those cases would be considered as provisional. So we have focused at which cases would be considered as provisional by the market regulator, that is SEBI. That is, in certain compliances which are yet to be complied and certain documents which are yet to be executed. And the framework says that in no case that whether it is any rating or in any case which is a provisional rating which would be assigned by a credit rating agency. So the credit rating agencies will assign ratings or provisional ratings to an issuer or a client. So here, when they are issuing to, when they are having, or when the credit rating agencies are assigning the rating or provisional rating for an issuer or a client, and here evaluating the strategic decisions, that is, while they are assigning a credit rating agencies of a rating or provisional rating for issuer or a client in regards to the evaluating strategic decisions, for example, funding mix for a project, evaluating strategic decision for acquisition, for debt restructuring, for scenario analysis in loan refinancing. There we will be, the credit rating agencies will be assigned for rating and provisional ratings for the issuer and the client, while an strategic decision is evaluator. And while it is in regards to the SEBI, the market regulator, in regards to the validity period of the rating or the provisional rating, the SEBI has said that the provisional ratings will be converted into final rating within 90 days from the date of issuance of the instrument. So this can also, all this can be part of the prelims, that which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the framework, the new framework taken up by the market regulator, that is SEBI, in regards to the strengthening the policies on provisional rating by credit rating agency. So these are the one which we need to focus from economy perspective, which is crucial in regards to the strengthening the policies of provisional rating, which are taken up by the credit rating agencies for the debt instruments. Please do understand. Here the keywords are, please do understand, the market regulator, strengthening policies on provisional rating, and the third one is credit rating agency, and the fourth one is debt instruments. So these four keywords are the crucial. If you can differentiate and understand the four keywords, that is the SEBI, which is a market regulator, which is now coming up with the new framework, that is to strengthen the policies on provisional ratings which are rated by the credit rating agencies, and these credit rating agencies are rating the provisional rating for whom? For the debt instrument. So if you can understand these four, then you will definitely eliminate the odd one out in the prelims in regards whenever there is a question on policies on provisional rating. Question on policies on provisional rating by credit rating agencies for debt instruments. So this is the link. And who has come up with this? This is by the market regulator, that is SEBI. SEBI has come up with a new framework to strengthen the policies on provisional rating which are given by the credit rating agencies. Credit rating agencies gives the provisional rating for debt instruments. So this understanding flowcharts, if you can understand, so you can certainly eliminate the odd one out, or you can pick up the right one if the question is framed for the UPSC prelims perspective. And I hope this session was informative, knowledgeable, and then also useful for prelims and mains perspective. So I would say a very big thank you to all, and then good luck to you all. Do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the English medium YouTube channel of AKS IAS Academy. and also have access to the website and telegram link of AKS IAS Academy. And then again, see you again tomorrow with the daily news analysis at AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. Till then, thank you, goodbye, and then take care.